the US and Australia are going to be wonderful markets also in the future. And out of those main countries, we have, a global demand for solar industry in general and for PV trackers in particular. We think that in talking about America, Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, and Chile are going to be the main markets. When we come to Europe with the recent announcement of the European Union, the industry is going to see a huge activity in the next 5 to 10 years all across Europe. And although, this is going to be a global trend, I think that we can highlight also a lot of business and activity in the Middle East, especially in Saudi Arabia, because they have very ambitious plans to turn the country more renewable. The first thing is that I want to say is that trackers are an essential component of any utility scale PV plant. They provide around a 20% more generation, so that's a thing that I think everybody must know. Then talking about the tracking technology itself, there is no such a thing. Trackers are quite different from each other. In our case, I think we have a unique approach with a very clear target that is providing both the utility companies and eventually all the consumers with the lowest generation cost, with the lowest cost of the kilowatt hour we eventually pay in our monthly bills. We do that based on trying to have an extreme simplicity in our design through innovative innovations. We have a very low component count in all of our architecture, with elements that live much longer than the plant, so that we can have an unattended plant. You install the tracker and it works without no maintenance for the 30 years of the plant. And that's what eventually gives a system with a very competitive capex, and at the same time with the best operational cost, which is what eventually provides the lowest cost of generation.
Well, I think the 29 years that Array has been in business is certainly advantageous, because that's been 29 years of innovation and proven deployment globally now. So we're going to continue to invest and innovate and fuel the next phase of growth through that innovation. So bifacial is an area we're focused on, along with a number of others in the portfolio. We always take the competition very seriously, but our focus is really providing the best value to our customers, and that's where we're focusing on. So high reliability, again, leveraging what's been proven in the industry today and really driving that lowest cost of ownership.
Well, the future in Europe is really brilliant. Last week, we had this news from the European Union setting a goal of 32% of renewable energy. And I think that solar, and specifically PV solar, is going to get the biggest share of that percentage. We have countries as Germany with an already mature and very solid and robust industry that will allow to have a high speed of solar PV deployment. And then in the southern countries of the European Union, conditions are excellent to have high yields and very profitable solar PV assets. So if I think that Europe is going to become one of the hottest regions globally for solar PV in the short-term future.
The strategy going forward is to really build upon the value that the corporation has built over the last 29 years. So if you look at Array today, we have a global presence, and going forward, we're going to build upon that. The opportunities that we see in Australia and South America and the Middle East are quite exciting for us. So having said that, we're going to continue to innovate. We're going to continue to, as we build out, we're going to build local teams that are truly empowered, and we're going to do that by building strategic relationship and partnerships within the regions. So as we go forward, we're going to continue to maintain a great position in what we believe is a very good industry.